Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I will be giving a presentation about pollination and double fertilization. Before starting this presentation, I would like to introduce myself. So, my name is Muhammad Nur Fikri bin Muhammad Saleh. My student ID number is 2025107253. I'm from class 2D. My lecture name is Madam Siti Nurul Atikah binti Abu Samah. Next, I move the table of contents. First is introduction, pollination and double fertilization. Second is type of pollination. Third is pollination agents. Fourth is process of pollination and double fertilization. Fifth is comparison between pollination versus fertilization. And finally is conclusion. What is pollination and double fertilization? Pollination is the process of transferring pollen grains, male gametes, from the enter male part of a flower to the stigma is a female part. Double fertilization is a unique reproductive process found in flowering plants. It's a angiosperms. It involves the fusion of two sperm cells with two different cells in the female gametophyte embryo sac. Type of pollination. There are two types. First, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination, pollen from the same flower or same plants fertilize the ovules. For the cross-pollination, pollen from a different plants fertilize the ovule. Next, I talk about a pollination agents. There are two pollination agents. First is abiotic pollinator and biotic pollinator. Example of abiotic pollinator are wind and water, while biotic pollinator are insects, birds, and bats. Next, I explain about the pollination process. First is pollen is made in the ather, male part of flower. Ather release the pollen grains. Pollen is carried to the stigma, female part, by wind, insect, or animals. Pollen lands on the stigma. Pollen grows a tube down the stem to reach the ovary. And lastly, pollen tube enters the ovule ready for fertilizations. Next, the place where the double fertilization process occurs is the pistil structure, which is the stigma, stem, pollen tube, ovule and ovary. This is the process of double fertilization, which is the pollen grain composition here. The pollen grain adheres to the stigma, which contains two cells, a generative cells and a tube cells. The next process is pollen tube growth and spore cell formations. Here, the pollen tube cell grow into the stem. The generative cell travel inside the pollen tube. It divides to form two sperms. Next process is embryo and endosperm development. Here, the pollen tube penetrates an opening in the ovule, called is a macropore. Finally, this process is zygote and endosperm formation. Here, one of the sperm fertilizes the egg to form the diploid zygote. The other sperm fertilizes the polar nuclei to form the triploid endosperm, which will become a food source for the growing embryo. Next is the comparison between pollination and double fertilization. First, pollination is the transfer of pollen, while double fertilization is the joining of gametes. Second, pollination happens in all seed plants, but double fertilization only happens in angiosperm, is a flowering plant. The third is pollination, involve pollen and the stigma, while double fertilization involve two sperm cells, and egg cell and polar nuclei. The fourth is the purpose of pollination is to allow fertilization, while double fertilization form the zygote and endosperm. And lastly is the result of pollination is that pollen reaches the ovule, while double fertilization results in the formation of an embryo and nutrient tissue. The end of the presentation is the conclusion. In conclusion, pollination and double fertilization help plant make seeds. Pollination move pollen to the flower. Then double fertilization makes a baby plant and food for it. This help new plants grow. Thank you. That's all for me.